Hello, welcome back to another episode of Somewhere Between a Film and TV podcast. We're your hosts. I am Daniel Parra.
And I'm Erwin.
And number one, thank you so much for listening and watching. Number two, what are they going to do?
They're going to like, comment, and subscribe.
Please do.
Somewhere there.
Erwin, what is it that we are reviewing?
We make amateur content.
We sure do. We'll get professional, though. But
we need a fluffer.
Oh, yeah. That's true. The guy that just like holds it, you're like, I
gotta make sure it still works.
It still works. It doesn't just like stop.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'm saying, like, excuse me. Anyway, The Amateur.
The Amateur.
Starring the most handsome actor in the world, for sure.
Not at all.
Rami Malek.
Is not the most handsome actor.
But
hey, don't you look like Rami Malek?
no, what are you talking about? Yeah, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. And if I'll probably add a picture because I have facial hair right now.
Yeah.
I get it way more when I don't have this.
Oh, that's so true.
I'll add the picture of the poster that we made where like I don't have it. And
oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
yeah.
And then of course I look like Pedro Pascal apparently.
Also the Wendigoon guy.
Oh, the Wendigoon guy. That one for sure looks like me.
This review brought to you by Wendigoon and Rami Malek, I guess.
Wendigoon, goon in your home.
Yeah, also I'm sure when we review Last of Us Season 2 that we'll like see that comment as well. But The Amateur, what is it about?
It's about this guy. He works for the FBI or CIA?
CIA.
And I guess he's in charge of like all the, what is it? Like systematic cameras or computers and such, whatever.
He's like the Q in James Bond, but
Yes.
yeah, essentially that for the CIA.
And so his wife that he has gets killed because of these terrorists. And he's like, I want to avenge my wife's deaths and kill all the terrorists that like murdered
That had
my
anything
wife
to do with
his wife's death or like murder. And so then he asks the CIA, his bosses, is like, hey, I want you to train me and make me become a killer.
Yeah.
And they laugh at him, but he also has like some blackmail towards the CIA people too. And so, yeah, that's pretty much
And
it.
in the face of the people that underestimated him, he proves himself to be more than they ever anticipated. And
Yeah.
that's essentially what I mean, yeah, like we'll get into it. And also, I have some things to say.
I didn't know it was based off a book.
I think you said based off a true story.
Oh.
It's like, okay. But I heard that also.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also in the titles. It says based on the book by whoever it was based on.
Really?
Yeah.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see that.
That's why I know that it was.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because they told me so.
I always look up the IMDb trivia.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
I'm
like, did you know that this is based on a book?
And it's like, this scene took like 2 months to make.
Did you know that Rami Malek probably trained for 6 months for whatever type of technical role that he's in?
He didn't even do anything.
No, he did some cool stuff. He
didn't
actually
fight.
wait.
Okay.
Everything we review always have full spoilers.
Yes, full spoilers.
With this movie,
Yes.
did you love it? Did you hate it? Or are you somewhere between?
I would say I'm somewhere between.
Really?
Yes.
I kind of love this. I mean, maybe biased because I love this actor. And
He's a great actor.
I also love Mr. Robot, and he's basically just doing that role.
Oh.
And that one is a bit more, I'm not going to spoil, like, because that kind of ruins part of season 1, but he's also a bit more unhinged in that. Mm-hmm. And he's great. Like, I mean, he's perfected the stressed out, strained, like, really, I like a detail in this movie is that his eyes get progressively baggier as they go along. They're like straight purple by the end of it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, I have some issues with it for sure.
Yeah, I have issues too.
But,
I mean, if I was somewhere between, yeah.
But I very much is, I bring this up as a form of thought quite a bit. I can almost see the FX has the movies.
Oh my god, dude, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes.
I can almost see we'll be right back to The Amateur. In the meantime, here's this like random minute like behind the scenes.
1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Spike TV.
Yeah, that's a totally different channel. That's where Mansers was. But,
oh, dude, I can't believe you showed me that. I didn't know it was real.
But with this, what did you like about it?
What I liked about this movie was for sure the actors.
Yeah.
In this movie, like I liked seeing Laurence Fishburne.
Fishburne.
I just never. How do I say Fishburne?
I just never correct you when you say that.
Fishburne. And Jon Bernthal for like two scenes
that he's in. Yeah.
And then that one guy who was in Mindhunter and then
oh yeah, that's what. There's a guy in this that's very much like a hey, that's that guy.
Right. Yeah, that's that guy that wears a suit and he's like very professional for some reason.
Are you talking about the CIA agent dude? Where he's like, it's in the trailer. I've seen the trailer so many fucking times. Yeah. Where it's like, you can't beat a nun with the something.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But
and it's like, no, I have exactly the right person. You're like, yeah.
But
me clapping when you murder as a person.
And I do really like Rami Malek, and I think he definitely is one of those like great actors that we have nowadays. I can't wait to see what he does next.
The only thing that bothers me about him is he needs to be in more stuff. He stole my glasses, but I like.
What are you talking, dude? Your glasses, like, most guys have.
I know, but
I know
they're the same as the ones that I wear.
But I'm trying to think what else I liked about it. I like that one fight scene with Laurence Fishburne. That was cool.
You mean the one where he's like doing the Terminator thing? He's like keeps running from him.
No, not that one. Whenever it's like him fighting another CIA agent.
Yeah.
It was very quick, but I really liked it. It was pretty cool.
There's some brief moments of because this is a pretty dark movie and like it's very. I'm gonna get to our critiques eventually, but it's very procedural and it's very like languid in terms of its pacing. It takes its time, that is for sure. But there's a moment of like it just was so funny to me where Rami Malek is like running from him in all the bars and stuff, and then he gets caught in the bathroom. But before you know what he's doing, he kind of like walks back out and he's like, "Hey," he pops back out. That was really funny because then he's like, "Sit down," and then because the whole point of like the first half of the movie, I think it's interesting that it trusts the audience to do this. I don't know if you notice this. The first like hour is like the setup. It's before he ever
that's true. I think the first half didn't feel so slow to me.
Really?
So and the whole setup actually I was a lot more invested, to be honest, instead of like the second half of the movie.
I think it's because they were trusting you, that they were like, we're going to trust that you understand that we have to get the CIA person that's like in the basement.
Yes.
To the like operative on field level. Yeah. Which is why I feel like...
It was cool, too, to see him like at that training camp as well.
I wouldn't have minded seeing more of that, but I that's not the movie we're watching, right? We're not watching Kingsman or anything like that. This is very much just... This is in its own realm of... A lot of people are comparing this to the Bourne movies, which I haven't seen them in forever, but this tonally is definitely the closest to what I can think of.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because it's supposed to be like...
But Bourne himself, like...
Knew what he was doing.
He knows, or like... He's not aware of his skill set.
Yeah.
But he gets aware of his skill set.
But this one, it's so part of the premise to me that's like kind of the inventive part of it is someone that is out of their element, doing the things that like Jason Bourne could do, but in their own way.
Yes.
Which is why when he's like tormenting the lady with pollen, I was like, that's pretty great. Actually, she gets hit by who knows who. They never say.
Yeah.
But that or whenever
I did like that kill though, just because it really showed like the vulnerability of his character a lot more so, in like being in that world now.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh wow, he's definitely not meant for that, because he started like throwing up.
Yeah,
and everything, and just like you see like the night, like kind of like those night sweats.
Oh
like
yeah,
him sweating and just like visioning that over and over again in his head. I really like that aspect.
And then it's the whole thing. It's also in the trailer. It's like, you can't do what I do. You're not a killer, Charlie.
Yeah, you definitely saw that trailer multiple times.
I'm like, hey, he said that. me finally watching this movie. And then
what are some things that you liked or like loved about this movie?
Before I get to that, when Jon Bernthal's like, you're just a nerdy guy who works on computers. And I was like, yeah. But I appreciated its patience a lot. It's a little too patient, but I appreciated that it was very much paced like, we are going to get you to the end goal. It's very much a revenge story. Yes. We have to acknowledge that John Wick is highly influential in action movies now. It just is. I don't
know. I don't think, I mean, in terms of like just a revenge,
just in terms of our motives, how characters, like kind of the singular type of action. This doesn't have the action beats that something like that would. It would have been way longer, and it would have been a totally different movie.
Yeah,
but
I would have probably loved it more.
But oh man, but but the whole thing about that with this is, another thing is, this is very much the type of spy movie where a lot of tension comes off of screens, and again. Me saying that's a positive, but also kind of like it almost places too much trust in a person to be able to be like, yeah, I can get like a lot of excitement and suspense from something like this. Of course, once an action beat finally happens, the initial chase with that lady in that like pollen room was really creative, or the stuff with Laurence Fishburne.
Yes.
And
Fishburne.
A lot of that stuff is really exciting, especially there. I mean, I do have a separate issue with something that we'll talk about later, but outside of that, what I really liked, of course, are the performances. I do think that some people are heavily underutilized. For every great thing that I like had a great time with in this, there's a couple like things that I would nitpick out of it. Yeah. It's not so much like Opus or Death of a Unicorn where I was like, for every great thing I have a completely negative thing to say. Yeah. It's more like, for as good as somebody like Michael Stuhlbarg is, he's barely in this movie, and I don't quite know why. And I don't see why you get somebody like Jon Bernthal. And he is supposed to be a red herring in a sort of, you think he's gonna, I don't know, team up with them or something. It does just look like he walked off of Daredevil, though. Like, to me, he like has the same hair and beard, yeah. But alongside that, I think it's just to show that they're like, that's the type of look of a person that's like doing this, that they bump into. And then Rami Malek's like, not that. And I thought that they used that actor very much to illustrate that. It's just weird to see him, I'm not gonna say taken for granted, it's just weird to see him in two scenes, like, and that's just kind of strange. I
think what doesn't help is the fact of like, it's kind of like star power, right? Yeah. And so like when a certain star would come in, or like a certain actor or actress would come in, and if they have like the same level of like quality compared to the other main lead, and they're only there for like for 2 scenes, and it just feels off and weird. Like, it feels like they have more to do or more to say, but they don't. They're just there to show up and then leave. No, and it just feels very like lackluster.
Because that scene quite literally is like, I can take you right now and we can like just leave this. And then he's like, no. And he's like, all right. And then he leaves the movie. Yeah. Like, he does not come back.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why at the end, whenever Laurence Fishburne shows back up in his car, I was like, I don't know why I laughed. I was like, well, what? I thought he was about to be like, do you want to join the CIA? I'm like, he's in the CIA.
Do you want to join G.I. Joe's?
Yeah. We got Transformers.
We got Transformers now.
And he's like, no.
What? What is happening? Dude, that would have been so funny. The car itself transforms.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, it's just a totally different movie now. Optimus Prime is like... You
see Lawrence is putting on his hat. And it's like with the G.I. Joe.
He's like from the he's like from the Marvel universe or something.
Dude, that'd be so funny.
He's in Ant-Man 2.
He is,
but he didn't do anything in it. But that, and again, the performances are really great. I guess she's not as famous yet, but what's her name? Rachel Brosnahan?
She's been in a lot of projects. Yeah. She's just doesn't have that star power yet.
I guess I'm just thinking of Superman, even though it's not even out yet.
Yeah, because she's in like that one like stand-up comedy,
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yeah,
and then she was in House of Cards for a couple of seasons as well, from what I remember.
I do not remember House of Cards. Yeah. I've seen it, but I do not remember it. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, this one's like, it's another one of our tough ones to review, just because it is very much like it's a very easy watch in terms of being on TNT or like.
That's crazy. It's like movies like that still happen and or exist. I wonder if you know what the box office is, like if a lot of people are going to see it.
I would have to check, but I would say based off of my own personal experience, all I had was one. I maybe saw 10 people in the theater, and there was like one. I had a talking problem again, because of course I did, because I saw it at Cinemark.
What do you mean again? Who was the other one?
That's not
okay. Continue.
That wasn't
okay. That's fine.
I had a kid.
Yes.
I had a kid.
Daniel.
A kid next to me.
Oh yes.
That only spoke Spanish. And this kid didn't know what was going on, because of course he didn't. He's not gonna know. There's a lot of like technical like jargon speak in this that we barely understand, where it's like code alpha red is on the
like English
English glasses. He's like, hang on, I forgot mine at the hotel. But
they're holding our girl's hand.
You're like,
not on my watch.
I like whenever they're like, take your backpack and your hat off, you look too American.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I like that detail. But outside of that, though, no, there's this kid who was like, in Spanish, he was like, what's going on? And then the dad was like, who knows? And then they just kept talking to each other throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can like only hear them with an earshot of like whatever. But then what was so funny to me was the guy fell asleep like halfway through the movie.
The son or the
dad?
Oh, the dad.
And then was loudly snoring throughout the rest of it, throughout this entire second half of the movie.
That's good.
Where it was like, because
why does it only happen to you?
I don't know, because
dude, where do you go?
This one was just Cinemark, but we go to the same. We frequent the same establishments. And they're like,
oh, that's funny.
But I don't get it. I don't get what I did in like life. But that was funny. This was just more like I just hear him go like, oh.
That's good. That's funny. What if he goes like, oh man?
Well, I mean, he woke up. It was over. I guess he just had his popcorn. He ate the whole thing, and that was like his life. I guess
that was his...
did. For all he knows, that he never found the killer or anything, and it ended sometime around when he was in Paris or wherever.
Yeah.
But we can go ahead and get into our negatives.
Okay.
Do you have any more positives to say?
No.
Okay.
So.
I feel like I'll have more.
I think you said everything I would want to say about the positives, to be honest.
Okay.
More so in the fact of like, it was just very straight to the point.
Yeah.
And like you've probably seen this movie before too.
Definitely seen this movie before.
So I don't know. I definitely had, there were some moments that I liked in terms of like the action sequences.
Yeah.
I would say, and like I guess like his own creative ways to like how to like kill the other terrorists and everything.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty nice to see.
Had you ever stopped to think about what I can do? Yeah, I've seen this.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
But
anyway, let's get
my
into...
negatives. I would probably say I think this movie suffers a lot where it just didn't spend enough time with individual, like just a small amount of characters in this movie, and just there's so many characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And I felt like it kept jumping from different ones at one point where it was just like different CIA agents, and then like the CIA like the head the leader or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also Rami Malek, then Laurence Fishburne, and then like
Mr.
the bad
CIA,
guys
man.
if that happened. Like it's just like all these things that kept happening over it, and it's like boom 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 boom, and then like him talking to that one lady that lived in Turkey.
Oh yeah.
Like her too. And it was just like that was just like thrown in there, and like I totally get her. It's just like it was just weird, like her like sleeping with him, like sleeping as in like bed.
No. But like, you already addressed. Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm interrupting you is because like you have more negatives than I do,
Yeah.
and I really want to touch on the fact that made no sense to me.
Right? It didn't make sense to me.
Rami Malek's character, how much he loves his wife, he would not agree to do that.
Yeah.
Like. Which is, I get what they're going for. I get that they're like, I've been touch-starved. My husband has been gone for years now. And then it's like, but then he's also like,
yearn.
Yeah, and then he's like, my wife's been gone for a week.
I've been killing a bunch of people.
It's like, so I kind of get it. I get what you're
That's why I was just like, okay, but
almost like, because she dies almost immediately after that, right?
Yeah, they never showed us too.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just like, shoot, and then like takes off after that.
I thought the movie was gonna end with her like still being alive or something. That's what I
He's
thought.
such a weird like.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Like, it'd be a weird thing for them to do
Because he paused right before she gets like shot.
Oh yeah, it's also a weird thing for them to add this plot point in at all, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why are they doing the Incredible Hulk Edward Norton thing where like he's talking to some person like? Do you remember that? Where it's almost the same thing where he's like, where do you live? And she's like, oh, I don't know. And then he's like, I bet you're 50 years old. And
I was like, okay, that seems fun.
Yeah.
But that's like my main thing about this movie. And I kind of wish that the second half was a lot more like, I don't know, like a lot more entertaining than the first half. Because I feel like the first half was a lot more entertaining to me at least.
Yeah.
Just because you get to see him like basically maneuver around this the agency, because I liked whenever he was at the training site and he was messing around with them, giving them fake fake what's it called, like evidence.
Oh, you're right.
And everything. I really enjoyed that aspect a lot of the movie. But then I guess the moments whenever he started to like actually go off and like travel around the world to go find these terrorists, that it kind of slowed down for me, just because it kept pulling away from that and kept talking about like the other CIA agents too, saying like that one whenever that one guy, the old white guy, he was talking to the new CIA operative like leader, the girl.
Oh, okay,
it was just like it was just so it just felt off.
Yeah.
Like the tonal shifts of it. I was like, they were talking about something else completely different. Because his thinking was like, well, I'm gonna keep doing whatever I want. Because like I talked to like 5 different people in your position before, and they said the same thing, and I'm just like, okay, like that's cool, but like, what does this have to do with Rami Malek as the amateur right now?
She's not even the one that has anything to do with, like, I agree with you in the sense that my least favorite part of this is any of the, they're not bad performances, they're not even bad scenes. It kind of detracts overall from the tension of what's building on our main focus in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it'll cut to him, and then he's like, "You're not my boss," and you're like, "What is this? What's going on?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Why do I care about the guy that's like trying to get rid of Rami Malek in the first place?" And then I think it's kind of funny, like all your positives. It sounds to me like what the scene that peaked like the movie for you is one of the best scenes in the movie. Whenever it turns out that he's kind of been misleading them in the camp literally the whole time. Whenever he's like, it's another trailer line where he's like, "Have you considered you've underestimated this individual?"
Yeah, I do.
And then he's on the plane, and you're like, "Yeah, like, he's so smart."
And then after that, that's when I'm like, it goes down for me.
And then he keeps like messing with his little puzzle thing, the whole time. But because he got the thing to work. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just weird because
and then that plane thing. What was like? He just
all I understood about. As much as I love Rami Malek's performance in this, what I know about him is he's really smart, and he loves puzzles, he loves plane. And he loves that one plane like a whole lot, and he loved his wife.
Did he break down that plane in the beginning?
No, he was just like, "Happy birthday," and then he was like, "Wow, this is the most beautiful thing in the world." And then he's like, in my head, I was like, he should have said second most beautiful thing in the world. And then he said the second most beautiful thing in the world. I was like, nice. Good job.
What are some other things that you didn't like about this movie?
Jon Bernthal being barely in it. I'm gonna zero in on this because that made no sense to me, because I love that actor, and I agree with what you said about star power. If we were to, yes, Jon Bernthal is not an Oscar winner like Rami Malek is, but if we were to really argue though, who's more famous?
Yes.
I think it would probably be Jon Bernthal.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you've seen those clips where he goes, "I don't trust trust men that take naps."
How did you know I've seen that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure people know about that because that's
like,
so funny.
I
don't trust this guy. He takes naps.
I take so many naps. I was like, fuck.
I just love, like, I seen one edit where it's just him, like, just complaining about that.
Have you? What does he say? He said that's for something. It's a really funny word. But yes, I've seen Daredevil season 2. Yes, I've seen the I liked it. Yes, I've seen the no whatever. I've seen. Yeah, I know.
I know, guys. I know.
But I mean,
I've seen Rami Malek kissing other dudes.
He has his fair share of gifts too. There's some that come from Mr. Robot where he looks super paranoid, and I don't even seen any of them. Yeah. But also the one where he's like staring around Times Square. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
Yeah. But I definitely don't have as much negative to say as you do. So I guess also the resolution with Michael Stuhlbarg, another, I kind of wish that monologue were longer because I liked it.
I did like that monologue too.
Where he was like, "I just wanted to see what your face looked like and get the." I was like, "That's cool."
I liked how he didn't kill him. Yeah. To be honest, that was a good scene to see, because at the end of the day, he didn't want to do the things that he did.
He definitely killed the other people.
Oh, he definitely
did.
I
was like, what are you... I was like, wait. You said balance the scales. I'm like, you have killed 3 or 4 people in exchange for 1? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think because of the ending was very... It was very... What's the word I'm looking for? But very mild. Yeah. Compared to, all the actions that were just happening beforehand, too. So it kind of, stopped. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it's the people who... were doing the bad things or whatever in the CIA and everything, they get arrested finally and all. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, whenever they got taken out, I was like, I guess I mean, you kind of told me to be invested about this part, so I was like, I guess so. But I mean, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward movie. I think I don't know if there's a whole lot else for us to say, really.
Yeah, there's not much to say about it.
All of the movies that we saw are like various degrees of very straightforward.
Yeah, at least with their stories.
Yeah.
It's not really complicated or anything like that.
Especially not this one. You'd think that this movie would have a gigantic twist or something. It feels like the type of movie that would, but...
See, if this movie was a bit longer and it took out certain characters and just like honed in on like just certain ones throughout the movie, I think it would have been better.
Sorry, thank you for reminding me. My other issue with it is when I said it was a little bit too patient. It's a little like too slow, but I don't know what I would cut out. It's just at a certain point I was like, this movie feels kind of long. I was like, I like it a lot, but
kind of long.
I don't
trust this guy. You take naps.
Fuck, I do.
I can't.
I do a lot.
I can't unsee him saying that. Because he just smiles. He's smiling and he's laughing about it. It's like, I don't trust this guy because he takes naps.
Who asked?
Who
asked him
It's
that?
like him on podcasts too.
Oh yeah, he does get on a lot of podcasts,
Yeah.
doesn't he? I mean, you could take anything that we say out of context.
That's
and do
true. Like, I think Coolsville sucks.
No. I can quote all of Scooby-Doo too. I know it like.
I was talking about that movie a couple of days ago.
About how it's a masterpiece.
Oh, they said how to masturbate. I was like,
I'll give you a how-to right now.
What?
My JOI is like come, but
okay. Can we wrap things up? Unlike your fucking penis, apparently.
Wrap things up. Oh yeah, okay. What are your overall thoughts on this?
Overall, I liked it with a few, except for like the few issues that I had with it.
Okay.
But I mean, it definitely feels like a movie I wouldn't or like rush to go see in theaters. To be perfectly honest,
Really, I was pretty excited for it. I don't know.
No, I think I'm talking about like afterwards.
Oh.
Like before, like the trailer itself. Like I was like, I'm excited to watch this movie in theaters.
Yeah.
But more so like afterwards, I'm like like I just kind of. I don't know, kind of a letdown to be perfectly honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your score?
3.5.
Okay.
Out of 5.
I was really excited and I really liked it. So I don't know. 4 out of 5. We feel not the same.
Not the same, guys.
Yeah.
That's why you're wearing white. I'm wearing black.
It's exactly why we did this. We did this entirely on purpose and not like I was like, oh my god, you're wearing black. I'm wearing entirely white.
It's like, yeah, I'm taking off my shirt and hoodie.
You want to switch?
No.
Well, guys, please let us know what you thought of The Amateur. I thought it was great. He thought it was good.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah. What's up next?
Warfare.
Warfare. Directed by Alex Garland.
And someone else.
And Ray Mendoza.
Yes.
But, yeah. What are they going to do?
They're going to like, comment, and subscribe.
Please do, and stay tuned for more, and we will see you next time.